Hi, my name is Laura Ann Tull, and I really went to law school. And for the last decade, my rights have been violated. I have been slandered. I've been abused. And I don't care if you have a problem with this. I wanted an acting career. I don't want a musician boyfriend. I don't want a Jewish boyfriend. I don't want a Christian boyfriend. I wanted to be doing acting because that's what I like to do. I would rather read a book than talk to people sometimes because I like to play characters. I'd rather be in an acting class than having small talk at a bar or club. That's just who I am as a person. I know people don't comprehend that, the fact that actors they have this idea of an actor and what they're really supposed to be for real. But the reality is most actors are not what you think that they are when you meet them. They aren't the, quote, prolifically fantastic social person that you may think that they should be. Because it takes a lot of energy to be an actor, and it takes a lot of being in touch with who you are as a person and your emotions. So anyways, I have a surprise. This is a phone call that I made with a guy I went to law school with. His name's Mikc Zuckman. His father was head of the communication program at Catholic University Law School. And he was in my study group my first year of law school. So was Carl Larson, and so was Stephen Brown. Who is Stephen Brown, you might ask? Well, his wife is one, I had to actually look her up because I didn't really know her that well. Sandra Wentworth Bradley. She won an Emmy, and she worked for the Smithsonian as a filmmaker. Yeah, she actually, I believe, helped make the movie that's at the end. He told us that she helped make the movie that's at the end of the Holocaust, where they show all the interviews of the survivors. And yet somehow I'm labeled as an anti-Semitic now and banned from being an actor because I'm supposed to be employed by someone in an office. Jordan Marks, Jeremy Gilbreth, this message is for you. I came to California to be an actor. You both knew that. Jordan Marks knew I went to law school. In 2003, I told him before he took me out for pizza. So listen, wasn't delusional for saying I was a lawyer. I had every right to say. And what I really loved is someone from the state bar named Roy something, who I actually looked him up. It turns out he went to Southwestern Law School, I believe, same law school that Jordan Marks did, calls me out, talks to me on the phone and tells me that I don't have the right to say I'm a lawyer. Really? I have a Juris Doctorate. In America, that means I can say I'm a lawyer even if I don't have a license to practice law. I just can't say I'm an attorney, nor can I practice law. But labeling me crazy for saying I went to law school, I resigned from the state bar on my own because I knew I wasn't capable of being a practicing attorney. And instead, I get railroaded, I get rammed, I get slandered, I get abused over and over again. Well, sorry, Laura, we decided you're too ugly. And for all the men out there who think, well, you're cute, Laura, we're going to boost your ego by hitting on you now. I know you're not going to. And if you try to act like you like me, I'm just going to make the presumption you really don't. Because I can see myself in the mirror. I was beautiful. At least I felt like I was beautiful. I'm never going to feel beautiful again. It doesn't matter how many of you may say you like me now. Because what made me happy and what made me feel liked was being able to do what I loved. I loved acting. If I'm stressed out, I want to take an acting class. I want to pretend. I've got a book of monologues. I want to sit down and record every single one of them and put them online. But somebody wants to shut me down because that's what children do. Just a little baby. Are you acting like a baby? Stop acting like a baby. God, I sound like my mom right now. She does like that. She mocks me. Can't stand her. I don't feel like being mocked anymore. I'm a woman of integrity. I told my parents when I had cancer I wanted acting more than I wanted anything else. I said in law school I was more of an actor than a lawyer. And if you take the acting away, then you basically take the reason I went to law school away. Because if I don't have the First Amendment right to call myself what I want to call myself and to say I'm an actor, if I don't have the free speech right to define myself, all the mental health in the world is not going to fix me. Because there's a part of me that's going to be angry at America and the world for not letting me define myself. Do you understand that? I have the right to say what I am and who I am, and you don't have the right to dictate that. Now, granted, there are certain differences. If I said I was a doctor and then tried to commit surgery on someone when I'm not qualified to do that, that's crazy. But saying I'm an actor when there are no qualifications whatsoever to be an actor, and you want to tell me that I'm crazy for saying that? Read between the lines. Mike?
Uh,
Mike?
yeah.
This is probably a mistake. This is Laura Tull from Catholic Law School.
Hi.
Hey.
Kind of a black hat.
Yeah, I'm sorry to bother you. I kind of, I was, I was the goofy girl in the study group that I never felt like I fit in law school, and I made it through somehow. And thanks to your father, I ended up working for Court TV when I'm in law school, which I'm grateful for. But I hope everything's okay with you and your father. Because I remember your father signed off on my letters because I got an internship working for Court TV for a year, which was a much better direction, I think, for me to go in. But I ended up moving to California, and I've kind of spent the last 10 years being harassed, abused, blacklisted, and degraded. And I'm not asking you to be my attorney. I've been actually trying to find people who can actually tell people out here what they did was wrong, because they threw me into an institution, the cops did, not believing I went to law school. And now they're trying to turn around and say they threw me into the institution was delusional. I guess thinking because I was going to be an actor, but I was always an actor. I even said that to people in law school. And they basically used the cops to silence me because I was sexually assaulted by a guy out here named Jeremy Gilbreth, who's still working in the industry. And it's a classic Me Too thing, but because I'm not a celebrity, no one's doing anything to stop it. I haven't been able to be employed since 2010 because I lost my breast to cancer in 2005. And then after I lost my breast to cancer, I got an autoimmune disease. So I got sick again. And unfortunately, with an autoimmune disease, people don't realize you're sick. It's like one of these things where it's like I started losing weight. I started losing my hair, and I just started falling apart. And I had to slowly find a way to fix it myself because the doctors weren't doing anything. It's like I had a condition that was new in essence. Like nobody knew what it was. Everyone was mislabeling it. I went through 4 doctors who misdiagnosed me. It was just one nightmare after another. I basically had to be my own doctor and simultaneously trying to be my own attorney. I filed actions with the NRB. I filed actions with the state of California, and every single time it's like they shut the door in my face. Claimed the statute of limitations was run while I was simultaneously unable to get my foot back in the entertainment industry after 5 years of working in the entertainment industry. I'm a member of SAG-AFTRA. And Tim Camden, who's out here, when I tried to call him up to get his help, he said, well, what do you need SAG-AFTRA for? And I'm like, I'm a theater major with a master's in performing arts management, and technically Court TV is AFTRA, and actors are SAG. The 2 unions joined. So it's the foot in the door to an industry that's worth billions of dollars in America, and I'm trained to work in that industry, and it's the only industry I'm comfortable in. And I don't know, it's been terrifying. It's like, I never thought something like this could happen in America. I actually went to set to work to be told at the gate I was on a list by Disney. And after 5 years of working on sets, and it was Shonda Rhimes, who's Grey's Anatomy, and I tried filing actions against her, and I was Twitter trolled, Twitter attacked. The latest thing is I had a Twitter account with 1,600 followers, and they took that away from me. And the person who took it away from me has been emailing me, telling me that it was just a finger, telling me I was just delusional, and I'm lying, and I'm like, I'm not lying about any of it. And then, and I have the emails, and it's like, I don't know, it's insane. It's kind of vile and disgusting because, I was a really happy person who was finally happy, and I built a website called artistichope.com, and I was writing articles about the arts and making friends. I wasn't making any money doing it, but I was trying to make it into a business. You know, people have blog businesses where they build up a following and they built up a career as a writer. I was writing theater reviews. You can find them on Broadway.com. I was working as a journalist. I wasn't getting paid a lot, but I was still trying to figure out a way. I needed to build up, in other words, an audience in order for me to have a career as a writer anyways. And then I trained as a film editor. I'm trained as an editor too. Like I have a certificate from digital media, but they used the police to run me off the Santa Monica College campus. And I found out the girl that did it, because she claimed I was harassing her when I basically told the school I didn't want to work with her because she was the B word, that she actually lived 3 blocks from the guy that assaulted me. And I suspect knows him. And so they basically all did this to silence me for this guy and his friends. And I'm like, great. Great. And it's just been one disaster after another. Hello?
Right, sorry you have such a hard time. I'm not really sure what.
I know. I don't know. I think, I think what's funny to me is the fact that, you know what I'm capable of, what I'm not capable of. I'm not the kind of person to take off more than I can chew. I like I was a member of the American Inns of Court, and even with that, I did copyright and trademark. I can't handle patent and technical stuff. Like, I can't do the heavy. I mean, I was almost a communications lawyer, but I decided to move in the direction of copyright and trademark. I don't know. I guess if anybody ever asks about me or says anything, I didn't do anything wrong. I think that's what bothers me. I did nothing wrong out here in California. All I did was want to. It's Shonda. Huh? It's. I don't know. Maybe it's something that you said once. You said to me once, something about like making assumptions is making an ass out of you and me. And yesterday, someone tried to connect up to me on one of my social media accounts, who is a communication director person in a tech company in Texas, and it just terrified me because the guy that molested me is from Texas, and then also, I can't work for them. Like, I'm not qualified to do that. It's like, what's crazy to me is the fact that I wasn't delusional in thinking I could have a career in the entertainment industry because that's my background. It's crazy to me that they thought that if they took that away from me, I would turn around and become a successful person in some other field. Like, I would suddenly become this tech genius, or I'd go make millions of dollars, because I was being trolled by someone who said that. It's like, go make millions of dollars, then you can work in the entertainment industry. I'm thinking, no, I can't make millions of dollars unless you let me work in the entertainment industry. Never mind. It was a mistake. I don't know. I have a. What?
It sounds like I don't know what to tell you that would be helpful, or I don't think we talked in like 20 some years.
I know we have it. That's what's bugging me about this whole situation. Like, I left. Yeah, I understand.
I don't feel like I'm like the friend you can lean on. I don't have.
I know. I'm not trying to lean on anyone. I think I'm just trying to get someone to actually step up and say that what they're doing to me is wrong, because it's like, and my parents are psycho. My parents didn't even come to my law school graduation. They live in Arizona. They voted for Trump. They think he's the god, and I'm like, great. And they're the saving grace is the fact that they give me $1,700 every month to live off of, which I didn't want to begin with. It's like they basically have paid for my law school career. All my law school loans were forgiven by the federal government because of my illness. I got a doctor out here to certify that I'm sick, so that the loans are gone. But it's like, I've been screaming I'm sick for over 5 years, and no one would listen. And I guess I want people to know that back in D.C. I'm not committing a fraud. I didn't commit a...
You were able to get your debt forgiven. I would think that you'd be able to get SSDI.
Social Security? I haven't worked since 2010, and I don't trust Social Security, and I don't want to be stuck with Social Security. I wanted to be working in the entertainment industry. I don't want to be stuck working at some job where I'm working as a secretary for the rest of my life sick. I'd rather let this illness kill me. I've been literally miserable. I don't trust it. I don't trust the system, because every time I've tried to get justice for what happened to me, they've done nothing. I don't trust the system at all anymore. I don't even trust lawyers. It's like I needed help, and no one helped me. Someone was attacking me over and over again, and they threw me into an institution, and then let the guy who's been attacking me and trolling me go out in the world and just do what he wanted. I mean, my father's a Homeland Security agent. I don't trust him. I'm not filing for Social Security because I don't want the Social Security in my business. I don't trust them anymore. Because I could have been working this entire time. I just couldn't work as a lawyer. And the guy that runs SAG-AFTRA, his name is Crabtree Ireland. He's homosexual. He went to Georgetown University for undergrad, the University of Davis for law school, and he was the ABA representative of his law school the same time I was, and he's the guy that threw me into the institution. He looked at me, laughing at me, had the police stop me leaving a SAG-AFTRA meeting, and they put me in institution for 3 days. Because I said I was a lawyer. And I'm like, you're the ABA representative. He has no experience whatsoever in the entertainment industry. He was a criminal lawyer, a defense lawyer, prior to working as the head of of SAG-AFTRA. It's ridiculous. Like, he should not be running a SAG-AFTRA.
When did that happen?
That happened in 2012. That happened in 2012, and since 2012, I have been fighting them. And unlike like with Will Smith, who just punched somebody in the face, and the DGA has banned him for 10 years from the Oscars, SAG-AFTRA flat out banned me from ever coming to their events and will not tell me when I'm allowed back. They've never told me they've allowed me to basically suffer, not knowing this nightmare is over with. It's already been over 10 years. But they never, and as far as I know, in fact, they've been allowing me to vote. They've been allowing me to vote on their contracts, participate as like a distant, like it's like I don't live in Los Angeles. But they won't let me like be with the membership since 2012. And I have been miserable because all of my friends are still working in the entertainment industry, and I'm the only one who's been unemployed this entire time. Because they won't let me back in. Because they've decided that I'm a nutcase. They decided I didn't go to law school. They decided that I don't have a future as an actor unless I go make millions of dollars myself. And the guy that molested me, he's actually connected to the same people who know Weinstein. Like, he's worked with Ben Affleck. He's worked with Kevin Smith. He's worked with those guys. He's still working, and I'm furious with all of them. I actually met Ben Affleck once. He gave me a hug at a Buddhist event, and I had no idea at the time that he knew Jeremy, the guy that molested me. They explained something when he gave me the hug. I'm thinking, that explains what he said when I walked away from him. But I'm like, kind of furious with the whole situation. It's like, and the thing is, DC doesn't even pay attention to what's going on in Hollywood. Because maybe if they did, they would have seen Donald Trump coming. I don't know what your opinion, I don't know what your politics are. I just know I hate Donald Trump. And what happened on January 5th shouldn't have happened. It was violent. It was horrible. What SCOTUS is doing is, and I know I went to Catholic law school. Catholic probably pissed off at me right now because I know what SCOTUS just did to women is wrong. And what's happening to me is that my basic rights are being violated as a woman. It's ageism. It's sexism. And the most recent thing is someone put my phone number on the internet as Shonda Rhimes' phone number, so I'm getting phone calls from people wanting to talk to Shonderland. I just got a call this week. I got 2 calls in the past week. And I've called her lawyer. I've Twittered to her. I've contacted my union. Will someone please stop this? I even sent an email to the cops in Los Angeles. Will someone please take this number down? It's my private number. And the only place my number is online is with SAG-AFTRA, my union. My union has it as my number to contact me if you want to hire me as an actor. I don't know why somebody did that. It's like, are they trying to tell me that Shonda Rhimes is the person everybody wants to work with, and that's like she's a narcissist? And I'm like, what the hell? Shonda Rhimes, who does Grey's Anatomy, who does private practice, who did the television. Oh, she did a television series about lawyers, and which I never saw because I was angry at her at that point. Because by that point she blacklisted me, and she did Scandal starring Kerry Washington. Ironically, Kerry Washington was based on an executive producer who went to American University, which is the same school I went to. The character in Scandal is a fixer for Bush. And the television show about lawyers she made, which is ironic, which in my opinion is kind of a freaking joke, because I'm like, I was a lawyer working as a nurse on one of her shows. I'm just like, I basically made it very public. I will never work with Shonda Rhimes ever, no matter what the circumstances. And I'm like, so why am I getting phone calls as though I'm Shonda Rhimes? It's like they're subtly harassing me over and over and over and over again. It's just been stuff like that this entire time. I live in the neighborhood where Shonda Rhimes works and lives too. I've never seen her. I saw her working when I was working on sets on her show, but rarely. It's just the fact that her production decided to summarily get rid of me because Patrick Dempsey and Eric Dane found out I went to law school. Or they didn't believe I went to law school. Biggest jerks in Hollywood. And that's just it. Every time I bring up the celebrities who are involved with this, everyone thinks I'm crazy, but I worked on Grey's Anatomy for 3 years. I have the paychecks. I filed taxes for 5 years, work as a background artist actor. And statute of limitation may have run, but my life is over unless I get justice. I had scripts I wanted to write. I had stories I wanted to tell. I have a 60-page script I'm never going to finish now. I built a website called Artistic Hope, and they completely destroyed it. They've destroyed my business. When they took away my Twitter account, they effectively destroyed my business as a writer. Because without an audience, I can't generate income from my house. Like, they didn't understand the fact that I was trying to build an audience so I could work from home and have my own business. So, yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I wish I could do something to help you. I hope that my listening to you tell the story is so good.
It's not just a story. I thank you very much. I think I just want people to know. Because maybe this won't happen to somebody else. Because I'm probably, if you never hear from me again, I have a feeling it's going to be because I died. So, peace. Bye. Lara doesn't know this. Everyone back in DC is going to find out that she wants to die because of what they did. Lara doesn't know this. They're never going to be able to say that she didn't go to law school.